Day 49. Favor that trains you for the fire. Hebrews 5:14 New King James Version says, "But solid food belongs to those who are of full age, that is, those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil." And in the Amplified Classic, "But solid food is for full-grown men, for those whose senses and mental faculties are trained by practice to discriminate and distinguish between what is morally good and noble, and what is evil and contrary either to divine or human law." One of the most overlooked blessings of God's favor is how it trains us. Favor doesn't just show up in emergencies, it builds you for them. Hebrews 5:14 tells us that maturity comes through training, by reason of use. That means practice. And here's the good news. God's grace, His favor, gives you room to practice. His favor is what allows you to grow, to strengthen, to stumble forward, and to learn. His favor isn't just your shield in battle, it's also your coach in training. Think about firefighters. They don't run into burning buildings because they feel brave. They run in because they've trained. They know their equipment, their reflexes, and their responses. Soldiers don't stand strong in the midst of battle because they're naturally fearless. They've drilled. They've repeated the basics until courage becomes second nature. That's what favor does in your life. It trains you ahead of time. So when the heat rises, you don't panic. You perform. Psalms 144 verse 1 says, "Blessed be the Lord my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle." The Amplified Classic puts it this way, "Blessed be the Lord and my rock and my keen and firm strength, who teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight." God's favor isn't just a gift you receive, it's a school you live in. Favor teaches you how to discern good from evil, right from wrong, and truth from deception. Favor sharpens your senses so that what once fooled you can't fool you again. Think about everyday training in favor. It looks like choosing to forgive when you'd rather hold a grudge. It looks like tithing when money is tight, trusting in God's favor to bring increase. It looks like speaking peace in your home when tension rises. It's like blessing someone who cursed you. None of those choices may feel dramatic, but each one is training your spirit. Each one is building your courage muscle. I'll never forget the day I thought hot coals had cooled and dumped them into a plastic trash can. About a day later, flames were roaring beside my house. What looked harmless still carried fire. That's how sin, offense, or compromise work. If you're not trained, you'll toss yesterday's ashes into today's container and watch it burn. But when you live in the favor of God, His Spirit trains you to discern. That's not safe. Don't do that. Walk away. Favor keeps you from being careless with things that can destroy you later. Here's another key. Favor's training keeps you ready for bigger battles. David didn't face Goliath out of nowhere. He had already faced lions and bears. God's favor trained him privately so he could stand publicly. The same is true for you. The little acts of obedience, the quiet prayers, the unseen sacrifices, they are favor's training ground. When the fire comes, you'll already be conditioned to walk through it. Favor also keeps your reflexes sharp. Jesus said in Luke 6:45, "Out of the abundance of the heart, his mouth speaks." What you put in during training will come out during testing. If your heart is filled with fear, fear will come out. If it's filled with God's favor and His word, faith will come out. That's why you don't wait until the fire to start filling your spirit. You let favor fill you every day. And here's the beauty. Training and favor is never wasted. Even when you stumble, favor uses it as practice. Proverbs 24:16 says, "For a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again." And the Amplified Classic says, "For a righteous man falls 7 times and rises again, but the wicked are overthrown by calamity." Favor lifts you back up and says, keep training, keep learning, keep growing. So don't despise the drills. Don't roll your eyes at the daily practices of prayer and Bible study and obedience. That's favor training you for the fire. And when the heat comes, you'll find yourself standing, not because of your own strength, but because favor has prepared you. Make this confession with me. Father, thank you that your favor trains me daily. Because of your favor, my senses are sharpened, my spirit is strong, and my reflex is faith. I am not caught off guard by waters, rivers, or fire, because your favor has conditioned me to stand. I declare that I am equipped, disciplined, and victorious because of your favor in my life. In Jesus' name, amen.